Imagine an experiment being conducted on you. Every day, animals are injected with viruses or even cancer cells just to see if a cure can be found. Leo Kahn, a researcher at the Shanghai Institutes for Biological Sciences, said about 15 million animals are involved in scientific research in China each year. Animals are suffering from physical and emotional pain such as fear, anxiety, loneliness, and grief. Pain may be worse for animals than for humans as they cannot rationalize its acceptance by appeal to future life without pain. When scientists are experimenting on animals, they need to take their pain into consideration. Scientists should associate animals' pain with humans' pain. Two scientists, Russell and Birch, discovered the proposal of the 3Rs in order to help animals in the laboratory. The 3Rs of alternatives are to refine animal procedures so that they cause less pain or distress, reduce the numbers of sentient animals on projects that can cause pain or distress, and finally, replace sentient animals with non-animals or non-sentient animals. Why aren't animals being protected? Is it because they cannot communicate with speech, or because people believe they cannot suffer? Animal testing should be banned because there are alternatives to this type of research, including human research, computer modeling, and in vitro modeling. Animal testing does not benefit humans because we have two different genomes. Animals are tested specifically to study cancer, but this does not benefit humans. Cancer in humans is so complex and has multiple mutations that inhibiting one problem would not cure cancer, as it would in animals.
Which I absolutely agree with, is that 9 out of 10 failure rate in testing drugs in animals.
That's right.
But what if it was a 9 out of 10 failure rate on humans? So what is the alternative, I guess
It actually is
you?
a 50% failure rate on humans. And we know from information just released by Dr. Francis Collins, head of the Human Genome Project, that 50% of drugs that test safe in animals are actually toxic to humans. So that asks the question, what are we missing? What is being tested in an animal that doesn't work, it's thrown out, and might work in a human being? We're so different physiologically, even though we share this capacity for suffering.
But what do you do? What is the solution if you say absolutely no testing whatsoever? The first test is going to be on humans.
Well, no, it's not. We are in an exciting new era of non-animal testing methods. And there are, for example, breast cancer research now involves very sophisticated 3D tissue construct models. And that's human tissue, human breast cancer tissue that we can work with. Drug development is very exciting because there are now computer chips that actually mimic the drug going through the system from the liver through the entire human system. We know how a human will react.
Humans can be used as an alternative to animal testing. When humans are experimented on, more precautions are taken than when animals are experimented on. Another alternative to animal testing is computer modeling. Science has evolved, and we have the technology now that maybe we didn't have 30 or 40 years ago to do safety assessments without using animals. Another strategy to get away from animal testing in vaccine control is a consistency approach. This approach relies on non-animal test models and could include both physics-chemical models, such as HPLC, as well as immunochemical methods, such as biosensor analysis or epitope mapping using monoclonal antibodies. This approach is to study the permeability of the blood-brain barrier without testing an animal's brain. Animal testing has been occurring for decades, and efforts to prevent it have been going on for years. More and more alternatives are coming about in order to decrease the amount of animals tested every year. Humans are volunteering, computer programs are being used, and in vitro modeling is now an experimentation method. These are all steps in the right direction in order to stop the use of animal testing and use alternatives to not only benefit the animals, but to benefit patients and the scientists. Hopefully, within a few decades, scientists will move away from animal testing and use alternatives.